I'm going to share a story with you that really impacted me greatly, and it's on the power of going inward instead of outward and deleting and really stripping away things from your life and going to minimalism and not always reaching outward and learning to look inward. And it has to do with one of my awesome teachers and mentors, Jim Blackley. Now, I filmed this a few months ago, and I think a week or two after I filmed this, Jim Blackley actually passed away. So I'd like to offer my respect to Jim and his family, and he impacted so many students' lives and just everybody that he came in contact with. And when you look on his son, Kaja, set up a Facebook appreciation page, and even before he died, and of course after he passed away, you just see all these people sharing stories of how Jim impacted them. And I really thought, like, wow, what is it that he had that impacted people so much? Because it was so much more than just playing drums. And I really think it was his honesty and his kindness. That's two traits that you see shine through the experiences that people had with Jim. So I just wanted to say that this little introduction before the video, because just a short time after I filmed this, he had passed away. And Jim had a request that he wanted his funeral to not be a funeral. He wanted it to be a celebration of life. So just a couple weeks after he passed away, they had this incredible gathering of so many people that Jim impacted their lives, and it was just so neat to see a room full of a few hundred people that had been touched by Jim, and sharing stories and just talking and sharing food. And I thought that was it was just so beautiful to experience that, and to see everybody come together and celebrate his life instead of the sadness of what a funeral is. I really like that idea. So anyway, so I hope you enjoy this story. It really impacted me greatly about the power of going inward instead of reaching outward. And I'll dedicate this to Jim Blackley and everybody that's felt his impact as an excellent artist and an outstanding human being. So I hope you enjoy this story. Hi, this is Chris Lesso. I hope you are inspired and having fun on your journey. I'm going to share with you a story about one of my teachers, Jim Blackley. And there he is right there. And he just recently retired at 90 years young. 90 years young. Think about that. That's incredible. And one of the best things he ever taught me was if you don't have your strong health dialed in, you don't have anything. Nothing really matters if your health's not together. All of a sudden, drumming doesn't matter, money doesn't matter, you can't be there for your family. Nothing really is dialed in unless your health is there. So, and if you go to Jim Blackley's Facebook page, I think it's called the Facebook appreciation page for Jim Blackley, the message board is just populated with these stories that say, like, Jim, I had a lesson with you in 1978. I never forgot what you told me, and I keep thinking about these lessons that you taught me, and every time I think about it, I get new insight, and just on and on. It's unreal to look at this message board and the impact that he's had on so many people. And I can remember going to my lessons, and years previous I'd been to many drum camps many years in a row called COSA. And COSA is an amazing drum camp. Some of the absolute best players in the world go to this, and students from all around the world. It's just this melting pot of people that are so passionate about learning and sharing knowledge, and it's awesome. Highly recommend you check it out. And I went many years in a row, and I was going to go one more year, and I was really excited to tell Jim the story. So I arrived at my lesson, and he said, "How you doing, lad? Would you like a cup of tea?" And we went through the whole ritual of starting the lesson, and I was really happy to share with him that this year I was going to go to COSA once again. And I said, "Oh, Will Calhoun's going to be there, and all these other drummers are going to be there, and the lineup's really great. I'm really excited to go," because I had always thought the way to learn was to get in close proximity with the best in the world, which I still believe that is totally true. Get in proximity is power. So get really, rub shoulders with the best in the world that you can possibly find. So I was telling Jim this lineup, and I was really excited to go. And he just looked at me straight in the eye and he said, "Don't go. I don't think you should go. Bad idea." And I was like totally taken aback. I said, "What? Like, what do you mean? This kind of goes against everything that I thought learning was about, and the very fact of me wanting to take lessons with Jim in the first place." And he said, there comes a point where you have to not search outward anymore and go inward, and to take what you already have and go deeper into it. And he said, if you spent as much time going really deep into what you already have versus going shallow into things that you're always searching for and always going outward into, he said, you will become 10 times the person and 10 times the drummer that you are now. And he said, just take the one book that I'm giving you and go really, really, really deep into that. And that reminds me of drummers that have taken, say, stick control for like an entire year, one book, and you just go through it every which way that you can, deeply. Or you take one album and really listen to it 100 times in a row or 100 times repeatedly, and just get every nuance of that and really go deeply into what you have. And when I do this, I find that I get new insights into the material that I have that I didn't notice before. One of my favorite quotes by Bruce Lee: "I don't fear the man that does 10,000 different kicks once. I fear the man that does one kick 10,000 times." So I think that's what Jim was trying to teach me at that time, and I never forgot it, and that really set me on a trajectory of just going deeply into things. And I think us as drummers, we're passionate, energetic people that are passionate about learning and going out into the world. I think especially we live in the age of information overload. There is definitely no shortage of information out there. So I think we all have a challenge of like trying to take on too much, trying to read too many books, doing too many courses, trying to play too many songs. So I always try to catch myself, remember that lesson, and go back to that about going deeply into just a few things. So take Jim's lesson and apply it to your own life, in your music, your practice, your own personal practice, whatever that may be, and to your life as a whole, and see where it takes you. It will take you far. So have fun with this. I'll see you soon.